Hi there, I'm Linda Mackenzie, and I'm so happy to be here today because we're going to be talking about my new book, The Kaleidoscope World, which is for kids and adults. And I have a good friend of mine, Joan Irvine, with me, and we are going to be just two girls talking. Hi, Joan.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much for having me here and helping you with this great launch of your book.
I know. I am so excited. This book is a project that is about, almost 25 years old, and I've been working on it for a very long time. It was in play as a script, and so I didn't want to produce the book because if I did this, I wanted them to have everything with the script, but the script never got produced. So I said, you know what? Being that I'm going to be 77 soon, it's time to get the positive out. So that's what I'm going to do.
And if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Exactly. Let's do it, right? Because every day is a great time to live in that moment.
Absolutely. Well, you're talking about, getting the positive out. Are today's kids more negative, and what should they be doing to be getting over that and moving over to the positive?
Well, let's take a look at just our environment right today. The kids right now, and adults, we've got ICE running around, we've got news being negative, we've got wars going on, we've got all sorts of things that are just upsetting, the cost of living and the cost of gas. And then you take it on a kid's level, it's even worse. They've got to deal with school shootings and gender identity and being successful at the age of 8, and all sorts of things. So the negativity is very, very much on the kids today. And so if I can help kids, give them the tools to stay positive and learn how to stay positive, then it just helps them not only on a mental level to cope with things and thrive, but it also helps them on a physical level because positive emotions boost the immune system, so you get healthy in the whole thing too.
Oh, absolutely. As you said, that getting healthy and knowing how to switch, because negative is going to happen. I mean, it's our world,
right?
But being able to switch and having the tools, as you said, the tools that you've created to help them switch is really important.
Yeah, it really is. I've been in the positive thought movement and arena since about 1995. And one of my things that God wants me to do right now is to get the positive out and to teach people how to be positive. And that leads to a better life, and not only for kids, but for adults too. And it's amazing. And I really worked hard on this book, very, very much so. And it really is a really great tool for that.
Well, that's what you need. You need to be able to. I said it's a tool,
right?
It's a way to teach them, and I think that is so important because these are not things that we're taught.
No, we're not.
We're not. We're taught almost to be negative and focus on the negative rather than, focus on the positive and to move yourself through it. So, I mean, that to me is just great. So, how did you create these characters?
Well, it's very interesting because when I was writing the book, I had friends of mine that were stuck in their negative patterns. I mean, all of the time. I mean, we had In the Know Joe who liked to control things all the time, and Babbling Barbara, all she said was negative words and negative thoughts and all that. And so I developed each of these characters so that the characters themselves have one trait that stops negative thought. And then the kids themselves actually help heal the adults on learning how to stay positive. And they learn too. So it's a very empowering thing where the kids are teaching the adults.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's also the kids are getting taught. And so it's great. And then I wrote some songs for it. And so I have a little 12 record album that are all about the characters that reinforce that. So it's really a good thing.
Oh, well, that's so important because you have the book and then the music. And as we know, music is just a way to get immediately to somebody's psyche and behavioral changes and things like that.
Well, Joan, I mean, that I can remember songs from the 60s and the 50s and I can't remember what I was going to do last week. Okay, I'm at that age. So so music really is one of the ways that is very good learning. As a matter of fact, there was a book that I read in college called from Hermann Hesse, and it was called Magister Ludi and the Glass Bead Game. And it was, yeah. Well, it's Magister Ludi and the Glass Bead Game. And the reason that I read it, it was really interesting because it was about a guy that was in some kind of room, like this little wizard, and he was going through all these notes and everything. And what it was, that he who controls the music controls the world. So because the music itself is so powerful, that it can change. I mean, when we were growing up in the 60s, we had all those Vietnam songs.
Oh, yeah.
Which are applicable now. But so we had that. But, and so then came the rap. And, things have not quite really been the same. There's some good rap, but, most of the time when you're cursing in this, what kind of a thing is that for kids?
No.
It's not. We have to get back to values and education and higher higher wave or something, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, that, as I said, positive is so much better because, as we know, it naturally creates those feel-good chemicals in our body.
Right.
Which makes us feel better. As they're feel-good chemicals.
Right.
They naturally produced.
Right.
And so that if you can be positive, then that can really take you through some things that maybe you couldn't have done if you're in the negative. You would have gotten caught in all that negative stuff.
Well, change, that's a whole different story that maybe we can get through in a different when girls talk.
Girls talk.
Because that is conducive to change. And change is the only thing, anytime you're going to get very comfortable with something's going to change. Okay? And it's there to make you grow. Mm-hmm. And so, but that's a whole different, thing. So let's not do that one this time.
But now, how does this quest that you put people through with your books and the music, how does it help them with the future, their critical thinking, their creativity?
It's really interesting that AI has come in, and I worked on AI in the 80s, because I was a datacom engineer, and I worked for the airlines and, did a lot of things back in the day. 18 years I did that. Redesigned the U.S. Senate Computer Center, did a whole bunch of things. When you go to the ticket counter, part of the time when you're going to get that ticket, that computerized ticket, well, that was my original concept. I worked on microwave with Hughes. I did a whole bunch of things. And so I helped with AI. That's another story we can do for another when girls talk. But the AI is taking away critical thinking and creativity, and it's dumbing down kids. It's just dumbing them down. So what the Quest does, it teaches the kids how to take responsibility, how to think out of situations. And it helps them go through and do that. And it teaches them how to be critically thinking, as well as, just, reactionary. And even it's really interesting because even the places in the Kaleidoscope World, like the fetid forest and the fetid forest swamp and the morbid mountains and the desert of destiny, all of these are little things that are double layered, which keeps the kids, the sea of doubts, where they're going through these things and they're seeing how you shouldn't have doubts, how to make choices. There's so much in this, in such an action-packed adventure, that you don't even know what's going on with it.
Well, and that's great. So they're learning as they're enjoying this experience.
Exactly.
They're getting these learning experiences just subconsciously, and that's great because kids don't like to always.
They have a very short attention span. Well, and so do people now. I mean, with the Twitter mentality, you got to do it fast, which leads us to think that maybe this is the end of this segment of When Girls Talk.
Okay.
We'll catch you next time.